HarperCollins and Harper Audio present The House of Brides, a novel, by Jane Cockram, performed by Jaye Rosenberg. The family. That dear octopus from whose tentacles we never quite escape, nor, in our most inmost hearts, ever quite wish to. Dodie Smith. Prologue. Yesterday I found an article about Barnsley House in an old magazine. It took me a moment to recognize it. I was unprepared to stumble upon it, and had only known it in winter anyway. It was a shock to see the place captured in the full glory of sunshine, and before I knew what I was doing, I had ripped out the pages to savour later, away from the prying eyes of the others. In one photograph, the blue curve of the harbour is filled with sailboats and fishing trawlers. It's likely they took the photos years ago, when the hotel first opened. In the spring, perhaps, when the weather was starting to warm up, the fields around not yet burned in the summer heat. Max says at that time of the year, the sky is full of drones taking photos for country houses about to come on the market, and pictures of the famous coastline for lifestyle television programs. I see that view every time I close my eyes, but it's better to have it here in front of me, the grass sloping away so that the cliffs and the village beyond lie hidden. The line of sea concealing sandbars beneath deceitful waves. From Barnsley, you can't see the cobbled harbour or the pier from which the little ferry departs every hour, tide permitting, to tour the coastline. You can't see the fish and chip shops and galleries with their blown glass, or the tucked-away cafes and terraces of bed and breakfasts. And yet, here they all are in the photographs, as if they were a part of the hotel itself. It's easy to remember what it felt like to see Barnsley for the first time. Not in a photograph, but in the flesh. The grand house appearing in front of me. The beauty of the limestone is hard to see in a photograph, and harder to explain. The stone is different from that of other houses in the area. Softer somehow. And in the summer, Max said, it felt warm to touch for weeks on end. Some days, when the sun was not strong enough to warm Daphne's cold Antipodean bones, she would lean up against the wall and hope that the warmth would penetrate through her summer dress and cardigan. That was before my time. It has only been cold, bitterly cold, since I have known it. Will the hotel be successful again? Or is the article pointless, directing wealthy American tourists towards a house of ghosts? A hotel that has lost its way, and the woman who ran it, and not in that order. I have to hope we can turn Barnsley around, because it has somehow gotten in my blood, just like it got in the blood of the women who came before me. 1. A toast to Miranda, my father said as he raised his glass to the air, then collided it heavily with the similarly upheld glass of my stepmother. May your career at Grant and Farmer be long and successful. It wasn't the first time he had toasted a new direction in my career. God knows there had been a few twists and turns before this last crash and burn, but it was the first time he had been involved in getting me the job. After everything that had happened, I didn't really have a choice not to take it. My father had to call in a few favours, and when that didn't work, I think he had to start making promises. Compromises. I don't think it got to actual exchanges of money, but I'm not sure. I didn't think I was imagining things when I detected a slight threat in his voice, a more than slight emphasis on the word long. Yes, darling Miranda, good luck at grace and favour.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?